Hello everyone, welcome to day 71, I think. I always forget. Anyways, we got Bitcoin a little bit green, just a little bit, but barely. We're not technically supposed to be green. I'd still consider us in the red zone. Super trend is still headed to the downside. Bitcoin is still trending downwards. We are just making a bit of a correction to the upside after being oversold here just a little bit. At least that's what it shows us in the 4-hour chart. I'm still sick, if you can't tell. And just get rid of these as well. I'll keep this one here because it was crucial at some point. This uptrend over here, however, is the most crucial one. If we do break through this, forget about October. Forget about 100K end of year. But that's not going to happen. We're likely to bounce up soon, although I wouldn't agree that this area right here, the 60,000 mark, is where we will be bouncing off of. We did kind of break the 60,000. This candle right here broke below that. We reached a low of $59,962.54. You know what's crazy? Is I had a trigger order there on my main account at 59,961. And it's outrageous that it did not execute that order. Although I'm confident we'll get back down there eventually. Why do I have it at that specific price? Well, because of this. I was analyzing my entries kind of like this. Not on this one. I was using Binance here. So I was basing my entries off of this, right? I took a fib level from the low point to the high point that we just most recently had after, the dip from the 49K to the peak of 66,519. So I had one entry right here, and look how close this was. 59,961. We reached a low of 59. It's probably different here because of a different provider, isn't it? Yeah, 60,030. According to this one, we did not break below the 60,000 mark, which, I'm kind of starting to question. So then what's the point? Here, though, on Bing X, we do have a bit of a difference. But like I said, it's because it's due to different liquidity providers. The other one's probably spot. This one is standard futures that I'm using on my provider. So, with that out of the way, it'll reach eventually is what I'm trying to say. I do feel like we might go back into the 59, 58,000 zone. Maybe from here is where we can start to see a bounce. Why will we continue dropping? Well, because there's still possible escalations about to happen with Israel and Iran this time. I am still very bad, still sore throat. Anyways, I can get rid of these levels that, because it's too much lines at this point. Why do I have to take profit? Oh, yeah, I've been DCAing, which means, of course, like putting a bit of money at specific levels, right? What price is Bitcoin? 61,100 right now. Yeah, we're still technically a little bit red. It's down 0.14% approximately. I think we're going to stay this way and continue heading downwards. Like I said, until this level, I'd be down to DCA one more time, another entry around this zone if we ever do reach that point. Because I'm practically not doing much with my margin anyways. I have $8,000 just doing nothing. But it's okay. Everything is fine here. So, of course, these entries 53, 56, 58, 57, 59,000. Those are the prices that I entered, and all of those are in positive as of right now. Of course, these were much higher, and I'm expecting them to go much higher. I'm expecting to sell them at 68,000. That might change, though, because 68,000 was my target while we were over here, and I was optimistic enough to say, you know what? If we reach this level, I'll be comfortable with selling. Originally, I was aiming at 70,000, but I adjusted my target down here. But then a war happened, and we dropped all the way down here. So that's where we currently are with the Bitcoin. The rest of the markets, I do want to take a look at them. Ethereum is down quite a lot, and I kind of feel bad for Ethereum because it was at 2,600, and now it's 2,381. We did bounce on this support level, so that's pretty neat. This one, I think we can, not that one, this support, we can get rid of. And this resistance, no longer relevant. I'll get more relevant levels in a moment. I could probably review the analyst views that we have. But from Ethereum, yeah, we are expected to continue, maybe not dropping as hard, I would say. Lowest point, I would say, where we drop below here to 2050. Approximately that level would be an interesting support for Ethereum. We did break the uptrend, though, which is sad. So, I don't know, a little bit bearish right now on Ethereum in general. But this will all recover by the end of the month, at least, right? If it doesn't by the end of the month, then we're all screwed. But it should. It's all being, shaken up a little bit because people are scared due to the possibility of war in the Middle East, possible escalation of tensions. But right now, things will be calm, at least for a couple of days, and I'll explain why in a bit. In the meantime, I do want to review other markets. Solana's down 2.78%. I got some nice triggered orders here as well. We dipped to a low of $138.52. We're currently at 141 right now. But like I said, we do expect continuation of the drops. If not at this level, the 136 mark, then we could possibly go lower. Maybe to like 130, I would say, would be a safe bet. But, I mean, these are great opportunities to DCA. Get as much in as you can before we actually start taking off. Q4 is very bullish. Presidential elections are coming soon. I've got a lot of reasons why I'm still optimistic about what's coming up end of this year and beginning of 2025. I would say like by March, February, March, we might see like a top out, might see a bit of a correction, large correction. We'll be well over 100K by that time and US dollar. And a bit of choppiness during the summer, I would assume. But then by, again, October, November, December, we'll definitely start seeing some even higher movements. In 2025, I'm talking about here. After that, will we ever see 60,000 Bitcoin? Probably not. Solana, I would say price target of 500 seems pretty decent. At least, it's nice to speculate that way. Binance is a different story, though. I would find it better to trade in Binance instead of holding long term, although they have reached, because Binance kind of does its own thing, right? 722. So right now we're looking for this kind of target at 522. If we do continue dropping, we are still dropping here. Current price is 545. We reached a low of 534. CZ is out of prison, but apparently it had no effect on the price whatsoever, so it's just stuck there. It was fighting at this zone, the 600 zone, tried to get past 620, but it could not, and started dropping from there. We're currently in a bearish trend, so I'd be looking for shorts at these levels, right? Did I not remove these? I guess I did on the upper side, but not the lower side. Let me get rid of those levels we don't need. So we're currently swinging to the upside. I would like to make an entry towards the downside if we do find a lower swing, but I don't think we'll be able to see that in the 15-minute chart at least. Maybe in the 5-minute chart if I can find something. We are obviously still in a bearish trend, so yeah, once these start swinging downwards, which would likely be by the end of the stream, I'd probably find a good entry there. I would hope so, at least. I am losing my voice. I keep slapping my mic with my cup. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, look at this. 59,962. Oh, I was 59,961. Can't trust these providers. Alright. That's fine. It won't be fine if we actually start heading upwards from here. If this was where we bottomed out, that would be very upsetting. But hey, still, on my main account, I made a lot of entries, took a lot of profits. I'm good. I'm well positioned. Although I would prefer for us to drop a little bit more so I can get the rest of that cash in there. And we could take off. Always still have a little bit more on the side just in case, because you never know. This could still drop. We can make a lower low in the macro scale if we're looking at like the 1-day chart. We're still trekking downwards, right? We topped out in March and started making lower highs, lower lows. If we do make a lower low here, that could be a bit devastating, but I'm prepared for it regardless. Everybody is saying, okay, 5th of August is where we bottomed out because we did make a higher high, higher low, another higher high. This is likely our higher low, but I don't expect it to be here. Maybe just a little bit lower. That would be nice. And then we can start heading upwards. Higher highs, higher lows, till we reach the uncharted territory. Of course, that would mean that this uptrend would have to be adjusted here, or will likely follow this uptrend. A bit of a longer scale uptrend, but I don't think we'll actually be using that instead. All right. So, what else do we got? Let's check out some news. I think, yeah, that's a relevant level. Why do I have this? 46,000? Probably my liquidation zone at some point. Maybe. Not anymore, though. I've improved my risk management, at least on my main account. For here, we're doing, I don't even know what we're doing with this one anymore. But we'll keep it here anyways. Okay, let's get to some news. Get out of here. Israel will respond to Iran's attack within days is the big rumor, right? Because they said, you know what, if Iran attacks Israel, they're gonna pay, and they did. And so now Israel is saying, okay, Iran is gonna pay very soon. Don't worry, very soon. People were speculating, oh, it's gonna be tonight. It's gonna be, within a couple of days. We don't know when that's gonna happen. But, due to this, of course, Britain is asking all its citizens to leave Iran immediately. And if you haven't known, right now, Israel has Rosh Hashanah, some holiday celebration that they're doing. So it's likely that they're not going to attack right now, right? That's what people are thinking. So it might still be within a couple of days. So that's the new looming fear in the market of when is this attack or retaliation going to happen, basically. Iraq says that not a single drop of oil or gas will leave the Middle East if there is a war. Winter is near for Europe. Of course, Europe can't produce its own oil or gas. They're the main buyers of oil and gas for the winter months, which is why we're likely seeing a large increase in the prices of oil and natural gas. Natural gas is going crazy right now. And crude oil, we've seen a lot of up movement, a bit of a down movement from bad data that we got today, weekly data that we get for oil, oil stocks, gasoline change. But from here, this might be something that triggers the break of this downtrend that we've been seeing for oil for a very long time, right? Oil has been in a downtrend for a long time. So, if that is the case, also I'm upset because I was supposed to buy oil just below right over here and it missed me. I could have made a lot of profits, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Oil might start heading upwards as well due to this. Because imagine if Middle East does actually go into conflict, they're one of the main producers of oil as well. Not the only one, of course, but the main one. So that's why, in times of war, especially in the Middle East, we see things like gold and oil start to rise. Natural gas has also been getting involved. Gold is still near its all-time high levels. Bitcoin likely follows gold a couple months behind. It trails the price of gold, basically. The movement, the general movement. So what this obviously signifies is that in a couple of months, we will see higher highs for all-time high levels for Bitcoin as well. On top of that, you're seeing long lines for gas in places like South Carolina. Why? Because in the United States, we also have some port strikes, right? People are on strike who work at the ports due to the devastation from Hurricane Helene. That can also affect the prices of things that are imported or exported, whatever, from the United States, causing higher prices, especially for oil as well. That would be interesting to see. Speaking of this hurricane thing, Kamala Harris finally went to the site to give her remarks, and she said that FEMA will be providing $750 in aid for immediate needs to disaster victims. I ain't reading all that, but people are still outraged at the fact that they're only getting $750, right? And Maui from I'm guessing there was a hurricane in Hawaii that I didn't hear about. They only got 700, and Helene victims are getting $750. Meanwhile, Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan get billions of dollars for wars that pose no danger to Americans in general, which just outrages like the community of Americans saying, you know, she's not putting America first. She's just funding wars, or like the Biden-Harris administration right now, which I agree with, right? They're just funding wars and not helping the actual American people. At least this is what the sentiment is as of right now. Of course, I don't even know if this clip is legit or not, but Biden, who removed Trump's sanctions on Iran, now wants sanctions on Iran. Like, come on. They're starting to revert to Trump's policies instead. Just put Trump back in office, and I think everything would be resolved at this point. Vivek Ramaswamy will also be running for governor of Ohio. This guy is probably one of the strongest Republican Congress members, I guess you could call him. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see if he does run for governor of Ohio. Good luck for him. Here's another big part of today's news is that the Bank of America is having a major outage. If you log on to your Bank of America account, it will show that you have $0 for whatever reason. I don't think they've addressed this yet, or why this has happened. Is just some outage that they're experiencing, some technical difficulties. Why is this relevant? Well, because with Bitcoin, this is the kind of stuff that does not happen. Here we're making fun of the CEO of Bank of America. His name is Brian Moynihan. He says, Bitcoin is highly speculative. You could wake up one day and your account would be worth $0. Well, look who's talking, right? Just a bit of satire in there. Anyways, here's some technical analysis as well from CryptoFerris. He says, it's at support here. He's expecting a bounce first, and then a correction towards 57,000 zone before the next leg up to 68,000. Imagine that kind of an increase. The bulls are still in control only if they reclaim the 64,000 mark. Otherwise, 57,000 is more likely. And I kind of agree with this analysis. Here's a bigger picture of it. So this is in the daily chart that I've shown you guys, where we've been seeing lower highs, lower lows, and you know, this is the point where we started heading upwards a bit. Can we see a higher low is what is important. So from here, I mean, yeah, we might see a bit of a recovery, a bit of a correction, which seems to kind of be happening, like starting to happen at least right now. It's not even confirmed at this point. But if we do start, you know, breaking past 64,000, then, you know, we'll just continue. Like, this war was just a little blip in the price. But if, you know, Israel retaliates, which is likely, that would probably drop prices again to 57, 56,000, which is where he has his lines drawn. I have mine set to 58,400. Sure, below that, 56, 55, as long as we stay above this trend line, is what's important in my opinion. That's the point where we would see a bounce upwards again. And then we'll continue the rest of October. Very bullish, hopefully. He's expecting 68,000, which would still mean a green month by the end of the month for October, right? I agree with this kind of analysis. It's likely what's going to happen. Here's another big bit of news. Bitwise files for XRP spot ETF. Ripple Army, it's bullish for them, I guess, but apparently the SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, appealed that XRP ruling. So it seems like the case is going to go on for a while longer here. People are estimating till obviously 2025. I don't think it's actually going to happen. Like the Ripple ETF, I think we're probably going to get a Solana ETF before that. And Ripple, honestly, it had no change in its price based off of this news. In fact, it dropped a little further because of that. And this is just recently within the last 4 hours. During the war, it didn't drop as hard, right? This 1st of October yesterday, it's not too bad, right? But then from here, we started dropping a lot further. I actually got a trigger order on my main from here, so I finally have XRP exposition at the very moment. It triggered right on that blue line, so this one was a perfect snipe. But I'm still prepared for this to continue dropping. I have more entries, of course, down there. So we'll see what happens with Ripple. I'm not operating it here on this account, so we don't really care too much about it. But if you do operate Ripple, then there's some news for you there. If you're feeling scared because of the war, know this. Here's reasons to be bullish, regardless of what's going on. China is already flooding the markets with cheap capital. You know, they gave stimulus checks to banks and institutions, so you have more money, more liquidity to buy stuff. They're announcing rate cuts very soon as well. Rate cuts is good for, the economy, to get the money flowing, to start up the economy. They're starting to boost the economy as much as they can. There's still a bit of skepticism whether or not this will actually work amongst the people there. But, we're still seeing the Chinese stocks and indices continue to go up even today. Today they're making like even higher like levels, a lot higher, major percentage movements. So it seems like it is working for the Chinese economy at the moment. And it might be good short term. I'm not sure about it for long term, because if you haven't known, there's 3 major conflicts around the world. Looming conflicts, of course, is Russia-Ukraine war, can be stopped by Donald Trump. Israel-Iran war, I guess you could call it at this time, in the Middle East, which Donald Trump could also stop. And China-Taiwan. China still kind of wants to invade Taiwan. There was talks about this months ago, but because their economy was bad, they haven't been able to do it. It was not convenient for them to enter a period of war when their economy was bad. And now that their economy is starting to boom again, maybe they start to, get that idea in their head and maybe start to invade Taiwan, possibly. I don't know. So we got to wait to see that. And that is also, of course, something that Donald Trump can stop, because he will put, not specifically sanctions to China, but to other countries like Russia or Iran. And also, tariffs, I guess, would be the main thing for China. That's important. So, yeah, just off topic, but yeah. Going back to it, the Fed is turning the money printer on big time. What this means is, global money supply is soaring. We're getting more liquidity into the market. More people will start buying. We're getting FTX repayments. It's not on this list, I don't think. We're still getting another 50 basis point rate cut by the end of this year. Jerome Powell has said possibly it's going to be 25 in November, December. I'm not sure how exactly it's going to do it. We're still getting bad economic data. We're getting non-farm payroll data on Friday, 2 days from now. That'll be interesting to see if, how the economy stands, at least for the previous month in September, in terms of jobs. U.S. presidential elections are 34 days away. Trump gets in office, this thing will explode. I know October did not start with a bang as we expected, but nothing has changed in the past 24 hours. We're still going to get a face-melting bull run in the next 6 to 8 months. Now is not the time to panic, and I totally agree with this. It's if you actually decided to buy at the beginning of October, like before the war started, right? That's not the move. Like, you should have been in it before, right? And because the majority of it, like this whole October meme, it's pretty much already been reflected on the price for a while now. That's why we had a lot of increases over here before October started. Unfortunately, yeah, sure, the war happened. People start selling off big time. That's why we're seeing this kind of drop. But, the fact still stands that everything is still pointing to the upside in the long run. And that's all you got to focus on. Speaking of China stocks, Jim Cramer said, you have to come in China stocks right now. So that's the top, by the way. Jim Cramer, if you don't know this guy right here, some TV show host that always makes terrible predictions for prices. People usually do the opposite of what he says, because he's wrong like 90% of the time. So if he just said China stocks, you have to join right now. Now's the time to sell. Right? Because he's likely wrong about this and things will start dropping for Chinese economy. That's just a joke, though. It's not actual financial advice. We don't know whether or not things will continue going up or down. And last bit of news is just Canadian politics. The polls are indicating that Pierre will likely win in a supermajority for the 2025 election in Canada, which I'm okay with that. Trudeau is like super unpopular, very close to the Green Party. That's not good for the Liberal Party there. What is this, Bloc Québécois? Why do they have more than the NDP? Anyways. All right. That's all we have for this. Let's what do we do now? 25 minutes I've been streaming. Okay. So, let me see. What else would be interesting? What would I do here? Oh yeah. Analyst views. I do want to check what they have to say about where our next support resistance levels are. I do have to pull it all up, so give me a second to do this login thing on Google Chrome, which is super slow. Okay. And from here, I also do want to see if we could find any entries by now. Probably not. I'm looking at the 4-hour chart, though. We're still heading up towards the upside, so now's not the time to short. We have to wait for a confirmation of a swing. But this movement, this swing that goes upward against the general trend of the market, which is to the downside, should be fine. 1-hour chart, yeah, we're still bearish here. I would technically look at those two levels. Okay, anyways, analyst views. Crypto. Let's see, what do we have for Bitcoin? We have updates since 8 p.m., so literally an hour, 30 minutes ago. Bitcoin US dollar, it's headed to the downside is what it says. Intraday, the downside prevails as long as 61,620 is the resistance. 620, wait, 61, wait, we reached 62? Oh, we did. Highest point we reached today, 62,361. And this happened at 12 o'clock noon. We're getting this news, though, from 8 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to start drawing some levels. Get ready. Horizontal. Okay. So first level, 61,620. If we break that, we'll continue going upwards, likely. Let me just go back to 15-minute chart just to make things a little better. I have this level marked here, 61,300, although I'm starting to feel like this fib level is starting to get a bit outdated. Possibly. Because, yeah, I don't know why. We'll figure it out later, though. Right now, I'm going to focus on what their preference is. So we'll be dropping, look for 58,540. Wow. So it's basically here. Never mind, I think I'm going to keep my blue lines to 59,240 as well. At least 59,240, so that's like over here. Okay. Are you sure about that? 59,240. So we're expecting a drop of this caliber. I'm okay with this, actually. If we do make a downswing, at least in the 5-minute chart, I put a stop behind this level and a profit near this zone. I'm not going to use this exact level near this level because I'm not sure of the severity of the drop or how fast that will happen, or if we'll correct further towards the upside first. So I'll just play it a bit safer in this case. I am liking what I'm seeing in the MACD RSI, because the swing is to the upside right now, but it's getting weaker and it will start heading downwards soon. I don't know how soon, though. I'm probably going to have to enter this by the time the stream is over, off camera. In the meantime as well, I do want to write down our new levels for support and resistances, which I'll confirm in a sec. It's okay, 61,620 is already drawn. 62,790 is a weak resistance, but then we have a stronger one, strongest one at 63,490. What is up here? And then 64,000. Okay. Just little levels. What do these levels have to do? So this one's likely due to this, and also support, like a level we bounced off of from here. I agree with this. I'm just going to rewrite this, 62,790 there. So this is kind of what we're seeing. And then this level, why this level? This level that I don't really understand much. So I'm going to delete it because I disagree with it. Yeah, this one's fine. I'm expecting a downswing soon. I'm expecting us to do this. I could put my stop loss up here. And risk reward of 1 to 2. So if I did this, 1, 2, something like that, my target would be there. Hopefully it's not that bad. I just drew this like as fast as I could. We're getting red candle. That's good. Towards the downside is, okay, so I got the 59, 240, 58, 540. They're also writing 57, 840. Okay, I'm actually interested in this because I don't know how far we can drop. That's interesting to know. Come on. So 58, 540. Okay, that's where I have my blue line already. So I'm just going to take that into consideration already. These are just zones, by the way. They're not exact levels. 57, 840 is the next one. And then last 57, 140 is apparently as low as we can go. By what time, though? Let's just flip this over. Here, October 18, sure. Yeah, I don't think we'll see that much of a drop. And if we do, I mean, we bounce off of it, hopefully, and we continue to the uptrend as we're originally supposed to do. So, that's good. What other stuff can I take a look at? Ethereum. Okay, let's take a look. Ethereum still may drop, oh my gosh, 2,259 to 2,294. That is a bit of a harsh drop. 2,200. Actually, we're really close to it anyways. We are swinging upwards though. And this was a perfect resistance, 2,351. When did I enter this one? I don't have that level drawn anymore. 2,364 was the last price. Okay. Do I have any other levels? I don't. We'll draw what we can here. Okay, 2,507 is one level. Come on. 2,472. Okay. 2,413. 2,390 is the current price. That's not what I want to change. This one can change. 2,294. And come on. 2,259. These are the levels we can see. 2,224, just two more as well. Okay, and last one. 2,190. There we go. Okay, so these are the levels we can see. This looks messy AF. But what they're expecting... Okay. As long as 2,413, so this, as long as that is the resistance, we'll continue seeing some down movements until 2,294 or 2,259, till this is zone right over here. And I kind of want to draw this out. Where is rectangle? I'm actually going to modify this because I have not used it in a while. This would be like our profit zone, ideally. And this over here would be our stop loss zone. Something like this is what we could draw with a trade if we do get a downswing. Similarly with Bitcoin as well. but I have to check the smaller time frames. Okay, we're starting to curve a little bit. Nothing confirmed yet. Once I do get confirmation, though, I'm entering that. And I won't be too crazy with the swing. I'll probably put it at exactly this level, maybe less. A couple levels behind this zone. Ideally, if my profit is before the 60,000, like if we don't reach 59, it would be better if we were like 60,100 or 60,000 0 something. That would be a better place for a profit if I am able to snipe the trade on time. But that would all be dependent on how this turns out. Maybe we swing downwards here. Maybe we do it further up. I'm not sure yet. And I'm not going to wait that long either. Okay, one last little bit of analysis. We'll do that on Solana before I leave forever. I'm deleting all of this. I have a lot of zones drawn out here for Solana. And what is this uptrend? That is absolutely not valid anymore. It's broken, so we're to the downside now. Actually, it's nice to look at, because from here you notice that's when we started to the downside. We did have another uptrend over here, which broke. That's why we started going to the downside. That kind of thing is going on. Okay. And I like that the super trend is right next to this fib level too. Interesting. Okay. What do we have? What is this level for? It's been drawn for a very long time. And it might actually serve again. Possibly. Yeah, maybe. We'll keep it here just in case. Let's see what the analyst view says. Solana here. So yeah, still bearish intraday. Downside prevails as long as 143.50 is the resistance. 143.50. That's really close. I hate how close these are. Okay, so 143.50. That's the resistance zone they're talking about. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. Next zones they're talking about, it may fall to 134.7. Or, oh, that's actually going to break the uptrend then, if it does. 132.50. It's going to fall to this zone, as long as this is still the support level, is what it's saying. I don't know if I agree with this one, necessarily. Something like this. And make sure you get profits in this area. Yeah, not sure how likely that's going to be, but other than this, I do want to note down the other scenarios where the resistances are. So that's going to be over here at 147.30. And is it 151? No, it's 149.50. Gosh, okay. 149.50. There we go. Towards the downside, I really don't think... Okay, wait. It's breaking one of the uptrends, not both of them. This one's still going to be intact. Okay, then I agree with this kind of a drop instead. It's more understandable in this case. What is the next bottom area? That's... Wow, 128. I guess so. Yeah, we already have this blue zone over here as well. What's after 132.5? 130.2. Actually, I'm just going to replace this. 130.2. That looks better. If we drop, we're going to drop as low as that. 130. We're probably not going to see below 130 for Solana. And now we just need to wait for shorts to, you know, give us the entries with these kind of targets. So I have that set up already for Ethereum, Solana, and I'm going to have that set up for Bitcoin. If the scenario does play out, you better bet that I will be entering this. Let me go back to Bitcoin because I've already forgotten what they said. Let's see. And I also just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing here. Possible entries. So, 61,620. Stop loss should be around this zone. Let me draw this. And the profit would be down here 50, where? 58 to 59,000. So around here, basically. I hate it. I meant to, nope. How can I change it to color? Green, there. There, that's what we have for Bitcoin. So we got for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, and for Solana. Once those entries happen, like once the signal to enter appears, that's what I'm trying to say, then I will enter it. It's going to take a while because I'm looking at the 5-minute chart. This could take another 15 minutes and I'm not going to yap for another 15 minutes. So I'm going to end it here. There. Yeah, streaming for 40 minutes is fair enough. All right. That's all. Thanks guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and that's it. I'll see you tomorrow and hopefully I'll be healthier. I'm actually surprised I don't think I coughed during this stream, but yeah, I'm surprised I haven't coughed as